Hey everyone, today we're going to be checking out the Incase Crosstown Backpack. And this one definitely took me back as I've been a big fan of Incase from the beginning of this channel. And the City Compact in particular was one of my first backpack loves. I really enjoyed using that bag, and so I was very excited to see that Incase had released something with a similar form factor, but with some added functionality that wasn't present on the bag that I had used so many years ago. So I've been excited to have a chance to revisit this over the past couple of weeks, and in this video I'm going to be talking about what it's been like to test it. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, to me this has the modern and techie vibe that Incase bags have had for a while now. These always felt kind of like a precursor to the style that Air and Bellroy are so well known for, and so I've long been a fan of this look, and I feel like it's going to blend in well into a lot of different environments, whether you're using it to go into an office, for traveling, or even just walk around a city. As far as the materials, this feels solidly built. The exterior fabric is a 900D Woolenex, which is a blend of polyester fibers that's going to offer a nice amount of durability, weather resistance, and it's also going to help keep the weight of the bag a little bit lighter. Beyond that, you also have some smooth working YKK zippers. Continuing along the outside of the bag, I was happy to see that you have two external water bottle pockets. These are going to offer a nice amount of capacity. I was able to hold my 20-ounce water bottle comfortably. They're able to provide that elasticity, and it's great to have one on each side, so you can use one for a water bottle, one for an umbrella, and then because of that elasticity, when you pull the bottle out, they hug the bag to maintain a cleaner look. On the front of the bag, you have the Incase logo here, which is fairly subtle, kind of blends into the exterior. And then you have a very nice carrying handle at the top. It's got kind of a seatbelt-like material here, so it's gonna, feel comfortable, durable, doesn't stick out too much, which I like. And then the bag does manage to stand up pretty well on its own, particularly when the weight is evenly distributed. It is a little bit of a slimmer bag, but with the flatter bottom, when everything is weighed down, I was able to place it down next to me. Moving into the capacity, this comes in at about 20 liters, which is a really great daily bag size in my opinion. It did feel a little tighter than some other 20-liter bags that I've tested out recently, like the Toshi pack, and so that could be with differences to the layout and the shape of the bag. In general, it did feel like it was able to hold the majority of the items that I normally like to carry with me, and I liked that it maintained a very slim profile, even when it was packed out, to make it great for navigating crowded areas, jumping onto public transit, and carrying onto a variety of domestic and international airlines, and using this as a personal item. Continuing with the harness system, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. This is definitely the style of harness that I'm generally a big fan of. So you have a nice amount of padding on the straps that feels very cushioned. On the inside, you have a breathable mesh to help prevent moisture from building up. The straps also have a good width for the size of the bag. And then you have a couple of attachment points here where you can clip on a light, or maybe hang your sunglasses. No sternum strap included here, but to me that's not really a big deal for a bag of this size. You have a little bit of strap management here at the bottom. And then on the back, you also have that same type of padding that feels very comfortable, well distributed throughout the back. You also have some air channels here to provide some ventilation, along with the breathable mesh. And you have a luggage pass-through that's going to allow you to rest this on your suitcase while traveling to save some weight on your back. Jumping into the organizational options, this is a layout that I was a fan of with the City Commuter Pack, so great to see some of the same things carrying over here, starting with the top quick access pocket, which is very well implemented. You have a nice amount of space here, very easy to reach down and grab things that you need. You have a soft faux fur lining on the inside to help prevent against scratching. And so I have a charging cable in here at the moment, as well as my AirPods, but this will definitely be able to handle some sunglasses or your phone. So really nice to have that soft lining there. And then below that, you have another quick access pocket, and you have a magnetic flap that comes over the zipper to help, provide a little bit more protection for this. And I like how, easily that snaps into place. You can open it up, and then this compartment is pretty deep. It goes all the way down to the bottom of the bag, so it'll be great for tossing in pouches or anything that you just want to kind of rest on the inside. I have my alpaca admin pouch in there at the moment. I also tossed in my sunglasses with their case. And then at the bottom, I have my USB-C hub along with its charging cable. So always a fan of these spacious pockets on the front. that, you know, give me some flexibility, but it's great that you also have some internal organization. So if you have smaller items, they don't get lost on the bottom. So I'm always a fan of that. Starting off on the back, you have a padded sleeve that's gonna be a good spot for a tablet or an e-reader. I actually have my iPad mini in there at the moment. So that's really great to be able to access that quickly and still have a little bit of protection. You have a little lanyard with a clip for your keys. And then on the front, a couple of slip pockets in one of them here. I don't know if you can get a good look at the inside with the lighting. I just tossed in my lighter multi-tool, but a good spot for a portable battery, a mouse. Then you have a slot for a pen, a stylus. Here I have a pair of scissors. And then on the other side, I have the suction cup phone stand that I sometimes use to capture footage while I'm out and about. So simple, but very effective layout here. And then moving into the main compartment, this is a top loading bag, but the zipper, you know, goes down enough. You can still get a nice view of everything that's on the inside. Again, 20 liters of capacity. I was able to hold a lot of my typical pouches. Felt like I still have a little bit of leftover space here, but you know, I don't like to completely pack the bag out because the laptop sleeve is in the main area. So, you know, I always prefer to have a dedicated compartment for this reason, as you know, it's easy to get it in and out, but you still have this lip at the top that you kind of have to move out of the way. And if you have this super packed, it can sometimes be a little tricky, but we'll take a closer look at the laptop sleeve in a second. And again, I was able to hold things like my AirTech pouch here. I have the Civic Access pouch, 1/2 liter, Beats Studio wireless headphones. And then at the bottom, I placed the Civic Access pouch, 2 liters. So, you know, it's a simple layout, but it works well for modular packing. It does come up a decent amount. I could potentially just toss in a packing cube if I wanted to use this for a shorter weekend trip. And then on the front, you have a slip pocket, kind of a mesh slip pocket to provide some separation if you have books or notebooks, folders. And then on the back, you have 2 sleeves, one that you can use for a tablet. It does have, you know, slight padding here. It's not just a slip pocket. So if you have a secondary device, again, I had my tablet on the front one, as it would just made it easier to access, but great to have that here. And then you have the padded laptop sleeve. The sleeve itself does a great job. It is well padded. It's pulled up off the bottom of the ground, and you also have this soft lining on both sides of the compartment to help prevent against scratching. So really, really well implemented. This is able to handle my 14-inch MacBook Pro comfortably. I think a 15-inch laptop could fit, but it'll start to get pretty tight, and it might be tougher to get it in and out of the bag just with this lip here. But you know, with the size of laptop that I have, it hasn't been an issue. And so pulling that out, now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside, and really like that you have the soft lining on both sides. Comes up a decent amount, so if you happen to have a thicker device, should be able to fit in there pretty well. And you know, with the lining, the padding, and the fact that this is properly suspended, it really feels like my device is going to be very well protected throughout the day. And the last thing that I'll call out here at the top is that you have a small slot to hide an AirTag behind the Incase logo. So great to see different companies experiment with ways to incorporate this into bags so that you just have a simple place to store that and not have to worry about it getting lost. You know, it is near the top, so if somebody opens your bag up, you can probably tell that that's there, but regardless, still, it fits well. And so I really like the layout throughout the bag and the form factor. It's been really great to have a chance to come back to this and, you know, use this version of the bag that has the water bottle pockets, the improved harness, and of course the great laptop protection. So if you're looking for a sleek, tech-focused, everyday bag, I think this is gonna be a cool option to take a look at. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the Incase Crosstown Backpack over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase this on the company site or on Amazon for around $100, so definitely not cheap, but to me it feels like a pretty good price considering the features and the build quality that it has to offer, and it's also going to compare well against some of the other similar bags in this price range. And so as I was testing this out, one of the first bags this made me think of is the Timbuk2 Division Pack, which I've also been a fan of for a number of years now. I really like the techie style that offers, pretty solid build quality. It's got a comfortable harness system, luggage pass-through, really simple but useful organizational layout, just a spacious main area, dedicated laptop compartment, and it's gonna offer a water bottle pocket, a quick access pocket on the front. It's gonna come in at around 18 to 20 liters, so close in size to this one. And so if you're looking for something with a similar form factor, then that's gonna be a great option to consider. The next bag this made me think of is the Patagonia Black Hole Pack, which is offered in a 25 and 32 liter size. The 25 liter in particular has a layout that felt pretty similar to this one. The aesthetic on that is gonna be much more outdoorsy, but it's still, a very versatile bag. It's got the dual external water bottle pockets, some webbing along the front to allow you to clip on additional accessories, couple of great quick access pockets, comfortable harness system. It has a luggage pass-through, padded laptop sleeve in the main area. And so, it's just gonna have a more rugged appearance. And if you're looking for something that's gonna work well in those types of settings and also be a solid travel option, that's gonna be a really cool option to consider. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Air City Pack 2. I've been talking a lot about the City Pack Pro 2 over the past couple of months, but the City Pack is actually a really great, more minimal tech and everyday carry bag. I really like Air's modern aesthetic, super sleek. The build quality on that is going to be excellent with the ballistic nylon exterior. It's also offered in a couple of different options with X-Pack and Ultra. Super comfortable harness system, luggage pass-through. You have an external water bottle pocket, great organizational layout, padded laptop sleeves. So lots of similarities with this one here, but it's just going to have those upgraded materials. And so if you have a little bit of a higher budget and you want something that's got this form factor, then that's going to be an excellent option to keep in mind. With that being said, the Incase Crosstown Backpack holds up very well against all those options, and it's been great to have a chance to revisit this form factor and design. I've been a fan of it for many years, and I think that Incase did a great job of adding some of the things that I would have said were missing from that previous iteration. And so if you're looking for a tech-focused bag that's gonna offer a nice amount of comfort and organization, this is gonna be a really cool option to take a look at. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the Crosstown Backpack and how it compares to some of the other popular tech and EDC bags that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar options that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.